What a get. 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 This is amazing right here.
Pinch.
All right, good evening, everyone, here on a Friday night, 11/11/2022. First off, happy Veterans Day to all of you out there. Before I get into that, before I get into how grateful we are to you, let's bring in our co-host, Mr. Leo Vasquez. What's up, Leo?
What's up, everybody? Good evening. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Court. Super excited to be here. And yeah, what's happening over there in the Monchik house this weekend?
Well, we got slammed with a Category 1, but to be quite honest, hurricanes here in Florida are like rainstorms. It just depends. Some of them are bad. The last one, Ian, that was brutal on the West Coast, devastated many. This one was a level 1, Leo, and we kind of got lucky. It went right over Vero Beach, but because of the way like these hurricanes work, I learned more about it. I like to know about them now that I live in them. The strongest part of these storms are like the northeast part of the eye, and we got lucky because if this is Vero Beach, the hurricane kind of came like this, and the strong part was over here instead of if it came this. I don't know. It's confusing, but we were lucky. But before we go on, obviously it's Veterans Day, and Armed Services, Armed Forces, thank you. Leo, everybody. Sometimes words aren't enough.
Yeah, but we'll never forget. We'll always remember. I know you have family and friends that have served, people that continue to serve. So thank you guys. This is what our freedoms are about, for us to be able to even do the simple things like this, from the comfort of our own home. So, and then I think yesterday was Marine birthday. My brother also a Marine, so happy birthday, belated birthday to the Marine. So yeah, lots going on, man. A lot of good things going on in the world.
Yeah. Actually, there was just, Mari Cruz Ortiz is here training with us and living with us, and she had to fly home today. I spoke to you on the way home from the airport. She's now an official aunt. Her brother and sister-in-law just had a baby today, so congrats to that. I know she's home, safe in Atlanta, so that was fun. And it's going to be a good show. I can't go on. I can't continue without saying hi to Keith Miner, Leo, and we'll get to him. But I see Keith is watching. Keith, what's up? KWM Gutterman, for those of you that don't know. But we'll talk a lot more about that shortly. So is MC Vegas Mike Coulter, Leo. And, we're going to talk a lot about that as well. So let's get right to it, because let's just talk about what topics we're going to discuss, not really get deep into the show. And then we'll take a quick commercial, and then we'll come back, get started. So tell everybody what tonight's rundown is.
We got an interesting show tonight. We want to recap. This isn't our end of the year, because I'm hearing from you and our helpers and producers that the 24-hour show could possibly be our year-end recap. So we'll see. But we're going to recap. You and I have been on the road. There's been some events going on. We want to recap what we think are so far up to the year, the best tournament of the year. We want to talk about that. The Dovetail Open just happened. There's 7 tournaments this weekend. I'm going to shout all those people out when we come back. And then we got the big bag raffle tonight. I'm super excited. My own sister is in the drawing. She bought tickets. In fact, let's get it going right here and put the ticker up. We're going to run that. We're still going to allow you to buy tickets tonight up to the drawing. So up until the very last second, you can get some tickets. Suds will snap the photos and send you an entry. Send your tickets. There it is right there. 1 for 10, 3 for 27, 5 for 40, 7 for 50. And then the big enchilada, the best way to guarantee you're going to win. In fact, we're still doing the Leo special, 10 tickets for 60. If you do the 10 tickets for 60, we'll give you the Leo special, which is 1 extra ticket.
I like the Leo special. That you're always giving specials, and at some point tonight too, we're going to give away. You're a tournament director, and thanks to the sponsors of the Treasure Coast series, we're able to afford some really cool shirts made by Rollout. And I have some of these, right? And check it out, Leo. See the number? This is the number 3. See the number 3?
I love it.
They're kind of collector's items. I actually have players that can't make number 4. They want the shirt. They're like, can I pay the entry? I want the shirt. So let's give away a couple shirts tonight too. We might as well.
Let's do it. I love shirts.
Well,
in fact, you can see the shirt that I'm wearing.
It's a Friday night. That's a good
ball.
one. I have that one. I know Mike Coulter already commented. MC, we love you. We'll talk about you shortly. But we're going to get into it. And Leo and I are going to have a good time. It's a Friday night. We're here with you. There's a lot going on. I know Frank Hotels, he's playing a tournament out in Washington, Leo. Nice to see a tournament in Washington. And he did text me. He won 15-4, 15-1, Mark Frank, our dear friend. We talk about that a lot, Leo. It's important for our racquetball family. Go right now. Go to frankhotels.com. He's a big supporter, big promoter. He loves our sport. And you would never know. But guess what? He's going to be at Event 4 next weekend. The Treasure Coast.
Nice. It'll be a good time. And tonight we're going to end the show with hot topics. So we're going to keep the chat going. We're going to make the show about the fans tonight. We're giving away stuff. We want to read the comments in the chat. And then at the end of the show, we'll go through the comments and we'll bring up hot topics. How's that?
Yeah, I love that. You're fantastic at that. It's one of the things that you bring to the show that I'm just not great at in the moment. I'm not great at the chat stuff. And, you do a really good job at that. And I appreciate that. And I know the fans do. So we'll definitely time out. Carlos Cabrera coming in hot with some tickets. Let's write him in. Carlos is from Florida. I'm going to write him in.
I want to read some comments.
Dump him in the box.
I want to read some comments. Frank Lopez says, I'm coming to number 5. It's my birthday on the 16th. Boom. Party with Leo inside. Oh, boy. Already starting the party. Well, Frank, happy early birthday. I can't wait. I am making plans to be at number 5. So Suds and I are working on that. Just looking for a few sponsors to kind of help me get there. We got some ideas. We want to do some live shows. So Carlos, he's in.
Leo, we might be a little distracted, and I apologize. We should have known. But George DeWilloughby just got 10 tickets. So I'm going to write his name on these 10. I'm going to try to do it quick. So why don't we take a quick commercial? Let's be back. And
get the questions, get the comments popping, get the tickets. Keep Suds busy tonight. Someone's going to win a bag. We're going to draw it live tonight. If Jules is still awake, or even my boy Mateo, I want them to.
He's already sleeping.
You couldn't wake him up for just to put his hand in there and let him draw some tickets.
Jules is awake.
1 ticket. Yeah, so we'll get to the end of the show. We'll if Jules is still awake, we'll do it live. We'll get Jules to draw 1 ticket, grand prize. We are going to give away some other shirts tonight, but somebody's going to win that bag tonight, and I can't wait to see who it is. The suspense has been going on. Thank you guys for buying the tickets.
Going back in, that's short for DeWilloughby. So if we pick a George Dew, it was George.
You know who that is.
And let's take
Thank you, George.
We'll be right back. All right, don't move.
Let's do it.
You know what? The Leo special, I actually have to add another one for George DeWilloughby because he bought 10, Leo.
Yeah, he
So-
gets an extra ticket.
George, that's George DeWilloughby, but it says George Duke. But we know who that is. You're in. You're in it to win it. Can't wait to see who wins that. All right. So, Leo, you got the ticker up. People can still get raffles. Bags right over my right shoulder over there. We'll get to that. But let's get to the show.
Let's get to the show, man. I want to give it before we start the show. I always kind of throw something on you, and I always tell you 2 minutes before we start. But 7 tournaments that I found online today. Obviously, USAR sanctioned events, but I found 7 tournaments. I want to give a big shout out to all 7. The Sunset Turkey Shoot at the Sunset Athletic Club in Portland, Oregon. Paul Mattel, Ed Boyle, and Jeff Clark over there. The 20th annual St. Louis Open Racquetball Tournament at Veta Racket Sports Concord. Dan Whitley and his crew there. The Scissortail Open at Northside YMCA in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Justin Miranda putting one on over there. Minnesota State Doubles Racquetball at the Lifetime, Bloomington South, John Olson. The MACRC, which is a collegiate division, they're having their tournament at Carmichael Gym in Raleigh, North Carolina. Greg Lehman is putting that on. Alamo City Open this weekend, which I'm going to try to make down the road in San Antonio at the Thousand Oaks Family YMCA. Mike Cantu and Accra. The 2022 Colorado State Doubles Championships at Highlands Ranch, Colorado, one of my favorite places for indoor. CJ Sanders is putting that tournament on. 7 tournaments. So good luck to everybody playing this weekend. That's a lot of ball, Suds.
It's awesome. I mean, you just named a couple of clubs, couple of cities. I was actually in Portland. Well, I was in Seattle and then Portland right before Vegas, which we're going to talk about in a second. And I love it. The Alamo, that event in San Antonio, what a great event down there. George Bustos and crew. You definitely try to get over there. Get over there and see what's going on. Great events. Great to hear that there's still racquetball tournaments going on. I have my, number 4 next weekend. I can't believe it's number 4 already. And then number 5, and we're going to get you to number 5. That's the plan. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Frank Lopez, you're coming to number 5. Your birthday's a couple days before. Oh, it's that night, Leo. It's Friday night.
He'll be there
That
midnight,
night.
stroke of midnight.
You know what? I
want to be there.
Have a little cake for our boy Frank Lopez. So let's make sure we get Leo there. We'll get to that. All right, Leo, let's get at it. Let's go. What are we talking about?
We can't stop talking about it. We've been talking about it. I've been talking about it since I heard about it, and you guys have been doing it for years and years. And tonight, we wanted to talk about what we feel, just us. And you can you can give your thoughts and feelings on it. But for me, the tournament of the year for 2022, the KWM Gutterman 3-wall ball world championships for me. That's been the tournament of the year for me. I've been to most of the tournaments. We got some pictures here that we kind of grabbed at the last minute. But, for me, it was everything that I heard about, I read about, I saw about. I've seen so many pictures and so many videos over the years. And I can't tell you, when I got there, I couldn't wait to get to the hotel because I wanted to get to the hotel and check in and get over and see it for myself. And once you see it for yourself, I tell you, those days went by so quick for me after I got there. I was like, oh my gosh, now the fun is over. And that's all it was. It was fun. So it was great to see a different element of the sport, which I will honestly say that I knew nothing about. And shame on me for not going to that event sooner, for not playing more outdoor. And thank you to all the outdoor people. I got to meet the legend, Robert Sostry, and his wife, Lisa. It was great to see Greg Solis, Jason Geis, Micah Rich, Will. I met people that I'd never met in person, and I only met them online. And to meet them in person was even more amazing. So I know we talked about it a lot on the build-up. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go. And then Keith Miner, Mike Kinkin, and Mike Coulter And you, Suds, thank you guys for getting me there. Tournament of the year for me so far. And like I said, I could go on and on.
Yeah, I mean, we say names like Keith Miner, Mike Coulter often, and they deserve it. They deserve every ounce of praise they get. They do a ton, and it's great because they don't ask for it. They don't want it. Mike Coulter works his ass off on that event. And then you have people like Keith, and KWM Gutterman, Keith Miner. Leo, we weren't there without him. I know Dovetail helped out as well. Mike played a big role in making sure we got there. But, I think they do it because they want to see us there. They want to see us bring what we can to all the fans that can't be there. And hopefully at the end of the day, Leo, hopefully that translates into next year being more fans, more players, more people there. It really did. You pointed it out. You said it went so fast. But let's be honest. After this evening right here, which was the first, can you take that MC? Everything kind of sped up. So I'm going to tell everybody about that night right there. That's obviously Leo, Alvaro Beltran, and myself. And this is just a true story. Leo's there. I was coming over from Seattle, Washington, or Portland area. I was working with a client. Leo had flown in earlier from. Why are you laughing already? Leo had flown in from Austin earlier.
It's coming back to me.
Yeah, Alvy this is the first night. This is Wednesday night. It's about 7:30 at night. I'm exhausted. I've been traveling. I had just finished event number 3, Leo. The next morning I fly cross country. You're there. We're excited. We're going to get there. Keith Miner, he's excited that we're going to be there, and Coulter and everybody. We're like, but you know what? We do need a break. So at about 8:00, I'm in bed, and Alvy goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm in bed. I'm exhausted. I got a match tomorrow." So I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm in bed too." I'm like, "Oh, great. Cool. Good luck. See you tomorrow." Leo, where are you at? What's going on? Next thing you know, Alvy goes, "Hey, I'm going to go hit the ball a little bit before they shut the lights." Because what they do is, let's show these courts. These courts, they're lit up all night, which is super cool. But you can go practice on it and hit some balls. And Alvy told me, Leo, he said, "Let's go hit a couple balls." I said, "You know what? That's a good idea. Just go hit balls, go to bed." Here's the problem. After you hit balls, you cross the street and get back into the stratosphere. And no matter what you do, there's this bar that's right close to the lobby on the way to your hotel room or to your elevator. And all of a sudden, Alvy, Sudsy, Leo, what's going on? What are you guys doing? You stop, right? Fair. Is that not exactly pretty much a good description?
It was so cool. You're so right. You see it, and then you guys are there. All the top players in the world are there. You're at the Strat. You're outdoor. You can hear the balls being hit up against the wall. It's right off Las Vegas Boulevard. I didn't even realize that till the first night that I got there. I've been to Vegas before and we got there, but that night I didn't realize that there's the Strat, there's Las Vegas Boulevard, and then there's us. And that's how close the walk was. So, for me, it was pretty cool. Suds and I can sit here and tell you how much fun we had, but there were so many other people that had so much fun every day. You know what it reminded me of, Suds? It reminded me of the Y in Houston, because the Y in Houston had the Hyatt. And how famous was that walk down Louisiana Street, walking from the hotel? And that's what it was at the Strat, walking just back and forth across the street. Somebody was either going to a match or going to the hotel or going to eat or going to go just sightsee. So, yeah, man, thank you so much, Keith. I know I say it a lot, and I hope I don't say it too much, and I hope you never get tired of hearing me say it, but thank you so much for everything that you did to get me there. Thank you, MC. You made me feel like, I didn't even do anything but just, commentate matches. We did that sideline reporting right there in the middle of the court during the warm-ups. I mean, how cool was that?
What were we thinking? The funny thing was, just to tell everybody, when we were upstairs in this cool VIP kind of perch, looking down on the courts. So this was our original view. And, we came up and I'm like, "Leo, let's go down there." And you're like, "What do you mean let's go down there?" I'm like, "Let's go down there while they're warming up and hitting." And if you can see, you can't really see in this picture, I don't think, we're wearing eye guards. We're literally wearing eye guards. because the balls are flying by us. But it was super cool. I mean, it was fun. You know, Leo, we had a good time. I think we brought another, you know, another view, another way for people to be part of an event if they weren't there. But ultimately, you know, really, I agree. I think that was the best event of the year. I think that there's ways to improve the event. And you know what's funny? We're talking about the best racquetball event of the year, Leo. That was outside, outdoors. And I think it's important to kind of touch on this for you and I. The outdoor-indoor vibe, right? There's kind of that competitiveness, like outdoor versus indoor. It's not anymore. It's not outdoor versus indoor, everybody. It's literally racquetball. And, you know, Mike Coulter, he was originally all indoor. And Leo, you got to share, you heard some great stories there from Mike Coulter while we were there. And it's great. And he'll be a guest on our 24-hour Beyond the Court at some point. And some of those stories, I'm sure he could share. Some we might not let him share, but we'll see. Who knows? You know, it really is. It was awesome. I mean, what do we have? Almost 400 people there? Almost 400 players, competitors?
Yeah, big crowd, big players that played. Their families came. You know, once they found out they were playing in a tournament in Vegas, I mean, who doesn't want to go watch a family or friend playing an outdoor tournament in Vegas? You know, like I got this comment up from Mike. If you haven't been to Vegas or you haven't been in a while, it hasn't changed. And Mike is right. You know, no one's there to tell you to go home. No one's there to tell you that it's closed. No one's there to tell you to stop eating, drinking, and having a good time. And that's what it is. You combine that with racquetball, and you know, it's the perfect recipe.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was just so much fun. Veterans Day, you know, the color guard honoring the military racquetball right there. It's just so impressive. It's so clean, you know, and speaking again all week as we were up top with Keith Miner and Mike Coulter, who, you know, we're going to have him on again, but he has locked up next year, which is great. You know, yeah, for me, best tournament of the year. The one thing I was pissed about is that I couldn't have Veronica with me because we had, you know, she had to take care of the kids, but we're going to do everything in our power to make sure she's there next year. And Leo, I know there's so much more we could do at that event. I don't mean just you and I, but I mean the event itself. And I know Mike is open to everything and all of that. So I'm excited to see what plans they might have to even, you know, evolve that event.
One last thing on this before we finish, and I kind of am a little bummed. And you know why we didn't get to do it was because you obviously had to go with Alvaro to the hospital when he injured himself. But we had talked about, and we had even practiced getting up in the scissor lift.
That's correct.
And Mike and MC and Suds had this idea because the workers were using it. I mean, they were using it like a car. They would get in it, drive it around, lift themselves up, fix the lights, you know, fix the netting at the top. And MC was like, why don't we just perch you guys up top and you guys can do a live from overlooking the court. So we were supposed to do that. But then unfortunately, that's when Alvaro was injured. And the, you know, good friend that you are, man, like you said, nobody wants to go to the hospital by themselves. And you ready to jump in the back of the ambulance and go with them to the hospital. So.
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, you and I were doing what I think we needed to do, you know, and when Alvy went down, we both know Alvy and we know he's a tough guy, you know, not just mentally, but physically, he's a tough guy. And we could clearly see from probably, what would you say, 2 racquetball courts away that, you know, that elbow was not looking the way it should.
Yeah.
And the way he was rolling, it sucked. And, you know, and then we had him on the show and the full interviews on my Facebook page. But, yeah, dislocated, some fractures. He's got a long way to go. And, yeah, but you know what, Leo? We got a lot more we can do next year planning. You know, I spoke to Keith, and he likes my idea. Do you want to hear it now or no? You want to wait? You want to be surprised? I'll tell you. We might just have to parachute in. What do you think of that, buddy?
You know, at this stage, I'm willing to try anything.
Right. We mic up, we parachute in, you know, and I mean, who knows? You never know. But what a great event. Awesome event. Can't wait again. KWM Gutterman, spectacular. You know, Keith Miner stepping up, making that happen, getting us there. We appreciate it. Fans, if you loved it, you know, that's why we're there. We want to hear from you. Yeah, we saw that. Leo, why don't you touch on that?
Yeah, you know, another non-surprising thing to me was, you know, some of Alvaro's friends got together, and some of you guys may or may not know, a lot of these professional athletes may or may not have insurance or may not have enough insurance, and so they got together. They figured out what it would take to help Alvaro with his medical bill. So they got together. They made a GoFundMe page. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on MC Vegas's page. In fact, I'll go ahead and even reshare it on my personal page. And if you guys want to go donate and help Alvaro out with some of his medical bills, you know, there's deductibles that are involved. I mean, like you said, right away, you know, we got to see him after the hospital, and, you know, that's what he was talking about. You know, now the next step is, you know, how do you pay for all of this treatment and rehab? And then obviously you can't play. So, you know, whatever anybody can do to help out a little bit, it all adds up. So a big shout out, I think, to Jeff Osberg and a few of others that got together and put that GoFundMe up for Alvaro.
Leo, best player you saw in Vegas?
Best player I saw in Vegas, you know, he's the king of outdoor now, Daniel De La Rosa.
Unbelievable.
Is there anything that he can't do, which is not yet in pickleball, and it's coming? Trust me, it's coming. I talk to Daniel every chance I can get, and it's coming in pickleball for Daniel De La Rosa. He's doing it at indoor. We're going to get to that here in the show in a little while. But, you know, he clearly, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say it, and I stood behind it, and you were crazy at me for laughing at my picks. But I picked all my indoor, my Dovetail people, and we did it. We silenced those outdoor guys. I didn't hear you guys on Saturday night, and I sure didn't hear you on Sunday. So hopefully next year, you know, you guys will bring a little bit more fire to the game.
I agree. I mean, you know, watching Daniel, it's just different level. It's kind of like watching Kane indoors, you know, when Kane's at his best doing his thing. Man, it's actually fun to watch. When I find myself kind of laughing at shots or different things they do, I know it's good. And yeah, Daniel, if you haven't had a chance to watch Daniel play outdoor, ooh. But I'll tell you what, you want to know what another good match was? Andres Acuna, one of your Team Dovetail boys, versus Conrado Moscoso in the finals of the Open singles.
Yeah, that was a great match. Yeah, it lived up to the hype. You know, that was the single side of it, and yeah, both those guys have game. They have indoor and outdoor. And look, I'm not trying to rile up the outdoor guys. I'm just trying to, you know, fire them up a little bit, because I tell you, up to that point, sitting there and listening to those guys talk,
you're gonna get attacked, because I've been there, and they think by me saying the best racquetball players in the world come from indoor, they get mad at me, and I'm like, I'm not saying you're not amazing, but
nah, Jason Geis, Micah Rich, you know, those guys are amazing. Greg Solis. Let's talk about the queen. You know, the queens of racquetball. You know, obviously Janelle, and if you didn't see it, Janelle and Michelle De La Rosa won the women's pro doubles, and then Carla Munoz won the women's pro singles. That was a big match for her.
Yeah, Carla just got tough out there and vicious. I mean, I think the two best out there in the women's game, definitely Michelle and Janelle, but Carla, after doing what she did, tough not to give her a ton of props. She's a vicious worker. She dove probably as much as anybody out there hitting the concrete. Speaking of diving, Leo, right? What was I thinking?
Stephen Fitzsimmons coming in hot.
That's a good look. Check it out though. Representing the KWM Gutterman. Nick Riffle in the background.
I want to see the sequence. I want to see how you landed. I want to see how much skin you left on the asphalt.
I still have some skin taken off the knee, but it's okay. Yeah, Carla was amazing, but Michelle and Janelle, the best. Now, with that said, you know who jumped out at me on the women's side? Brenda Limey. I said it all week.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with the way she went at it, Brenda Limey. Not surprising, because she stepped up her game on the indoors as well, as you know.
Yep. Singles, she made it. She did well. Then she made it to the mixed doubles finals, her and Mario. Obviously the DLRs, they won the mixed. I mean, nobody was going to beat them that weekend in mixed
No.
doubles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And hey, you know, an interesting, you know, after the tournament was over, I don't know how many people keep up with this. Obviously I do, because I'm a huge outdoor fan now. The LPL Financial LPRT Ladies Cup. And what Mike Coulter did is he went out and found sponsors for this. They put up the money, and then some benefits, like first place gets like an extra cash, actually first, second, and third. So Michelle De La Rosa, they added up the 3 outdoor events that they counted. So at the end of the 3 events, Michelle De La Rosa finished number 1. She picked up some cash and a suite, a couple of nights, a suite at the hotel. Holly Scott came in second, and Carla came in third. And they paid money first, second, and third. It's a nice bonus.
It was a cash. How much was it?
$1,500 for first.
That's pretty damn good.
Extra. After whatever you won along the way, because you obviously won, because you had to get first place points. The men, the 2022 KWM Gutterman Men's Pro Outdoor Cup, first, second, and third, same prizes, equal pay, $1,500 for first, $1,000 for second, $500 for third. Third place, the outdoor legend, who I took a selfie with, by the way. I fanboyed him up. I saw him. He's talking to some people. I was waiting for him to finish, and then I had to walk up to him, and he knew who I was. I couldn't believe it. I was like, hey, I don't know if you know who I am, but I know who you are.
Come on, man. Everybody in racquetball knows who you are now. Stop your nonsense.
That guy was so cool, man.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Robert Sostri. He is so cool,
Nice
man. He's Superman cool.
He
came in third.
He's incredible.
He is. Him and his wife Lisa are awesome. He came in third.
Go ahead.
Who do you think came in second?
Rocky?
No.
Daniel?
Nope. I mean, I know you know who came number 1, but you don't know who came in number 2. One more guess.
One more guess for outdoor overall 3 cups. Acuna.
Second place. Nope. You're close.
Mar?
You're closer.
I have no go.
Lalo,
second place.
Lalo came in second place. He had a good outdoor showing in those 3 events. And then, of course, the outdoor man right now in singles, DLR, he won first place.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Leo, we just got another ticket to go into the bag raffle.
Someone's winning that bag here in about 20 minutes.
Here's the bag. Is that when it's going to be over? Let's write
by the time we get to it. There it is, guys. Tonight, this is it. You won't hear Suds and I talk about it anymore. You won't see it on my timeline or on the feeds. This is it. The 1 bag, it's going out. The bag raffle, we're going to pick it live tonight. 1 ticket for 10, 3 for 27, 5 for 40, 7 for 50. And the Leo special, 10 for 60, but you get an extra ticket. So you get 11 for 60, 1 extra chance to win. You can Venmo Sudsy M, SUDSY capital M, or you can Zelle Sudsy at sudsymonchick.com. Someone's going to win the bag. If Jules is up late tonight, she's going to draw. Otherwise, Suds is going to stick his hand in there and pull one out.
I just got word, by the way. Josh, you're in. I just got word that Jules is out. Veronica just texted me. So I don't know. I might have to. I'll do it like this, though. Let's see. I'll go like this. I'll mix them up right here, and I'll go, what the? And I'll pick one, and I think that's fair. Get in here. Get in the raffle. Let's go. We're going to close it up. Todd Boss. Hey. Todd Boss is online, Leo. He never buys raffle tickets.
He's going to buy one tonight.
We don't say this word on our show, but
he's going to buy one tonight.
Todd Boss will not buy anything. There's no way. He's not doing it. The man's like the most brilliant guy in racquetball history, and he's just not going to do it. You know, Todd Boss was in Vegas. That was impressive.
Yeah, Todd Boss was in Vegas doing a lot of commentating for the IRT. So that was a big load for him, and he does a good job. Todd knows his numbers. You know, he knows the outdoor game very well. So it was good to have Todd on the mic. And, you know, as I see the comments rolling in here, we have to mention the Squash 57 because Frank Lopez put a lot of work. I know you were one of the sponsors of that. Adam Mania and Nick Riffle were the men's doubles winners in that. What'd you think about the squash 57?
I thought it was awesome. You got to work hard. Doesn't surprise me that Adam and Nick, were the winners there. Both not afraid to get going. I've played it. Veronica and I were a big sponsor of it. And I think it's pretty awesome. If you want to run around and get a good workout, give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think Frank ended up winning the singles open. And then in they had an upper and a lower division. And then in the lower division, it was Hugo Isaac and Augustine Sarmiento. They won the lower division in the doubles. So
pretty cool. Definitely get into it. I enjoyed it. Leo, quick shout out. Brian O'Melian from Wisconsin is coming to event 4 next weekend.
Nice.
So can't wait to see you, B. Let's give away. Is anybody a double X? I got a brand new double X.
Joey Logan. Joey Logan's in the chat. I got to call you back, Joey. I got your tournament link. And I got to help. I'm going to promote that outdoor tournament.
Yeah, Chris Steinheiser, one of my sponsors, sent that over too. Joey Logan, always good to see you, buddy. Chris Steinheiser sent me that link. It's over in Tampa. I guess, there was no words, Leo. He just sent the link. So does that mean he wants me to go over and play?
Yep. I want you to sign up. Let's go.
Let's do it. I mean, hey, it's Veterans Day. Frank Lopez, the Clydesdale division. We're going to have you on at some point. We got to bring Frank on, Leo. He's great on the mic. He's good on the camera. And he was great with the kids this past weekend are you ready for topic number 2? The Dovetail Open. The
Dovetail Open. And the Dovetail Open, next on my hot list, was just this past weekend, Sarasota, Florida, at the Core RSQ. This was a event that was really put together by Mike Kinkin. Mike came to me and said, "Hey, look, I want to do a tournament." I always tell people, and you've heard people say it too, and now you've done it. If every person in racquetball would just run one tournament, then you would make the other tournaments that you enter just a much better experience, because you would know everything that it takes to host and put on a tournament. So Mike wanted to do it, asked me if I would help him. And of course I said, absolutely, even though I lived in Texas. So, me knowing the R2 sports, I'm a big fan of R2. It was easy setup. We put it out there. We promoted the heck out of it. We had obviously the Florida people stepped up and signed up, but we had a lot of people fly in from all over the country to play in it. We had to close it. We had a waiting list. We tried to shorten that up and let everybody in. And that was probably my mistake. I come from a place that has 10 courts, and I never said no to anybody. So it was really hard for us to say no to people. So if you guys are watching the show and you guys were at the Sarasota tournament, I want to apologize for the matches running, a little longer than what we thought they were. But, we kept putting people in, and we probably shouldn't have. So I did my best. As you could tell, there were never any empty courts. It doesn't really matter how I scheduled it. It was still going to run late. So I hope everybody had a good time. Everybody did reach out and message me. Thank you so much. You guys know that on the back end I was there, but boots on the ground, Mike Kinkin, Cindy, Kevin, Kyle, you guys did an amazing job at the desk. Everybody that helped out at the tournament, thank you guys so much. The Dovetail Open. Suds, you were there. What did you think about it?
First off, Leo, thank you. And you did an amazing job from afar. You're in Texas. I run tournaments. Veronica and I run events. The amount of work you put into that event from Texas and not being there, incredible, because you did a great job. And as far as matches running late, as we all know, that happens. If you run an event, there's nothing you could do. In layman's terms, when we schedule matches, and Leo, you can touch on this, really an hour to an hour 10 max is about what we put in as a match. Sometimes matches, go longer, and that's out of the tournament director's control. But Leo, you put a ton of work in there. It was amazing. Mike Kinkin, Team Dovetail, for making that happen. Incredible. It was a great event. We had a ton of fun. It was nonstop. Food was good. Matches were going. Racquetball was everywhere, and check that out right there. Look at that one. That's a good one. Mike.
Two big hitters in the game right there. KWM
Myself.
Gutterman.
But, you know, Leo, scheduling and everything, I got to be honest. At least a dozen people. Where's Leo? You know, so at the end of the day, you know, obviously schedules didn't work out, and for whatever reason, you know, you couldn't be there. But it's important, you know, I'm going to get you to number 5, our event. And the plan is to get you to the LPRT event because you're going to help us out with that as well when we do that one. And that'll probably be in June. Look at Mama Land. Look at these pictures coming up from the Dovetail Open. What a great event.
Eric Cuevas won the 21 and under. Can you believe
Battle.
that?
I watched
Yeah.
it. It was a battle.
Yeah.
He beat the quote unquote, you know, next up and comer in Eric Trujillo.
Trujillo. Yeah.
I think it was an 11-8 breaker. It delayed the men's final. And we know who the men's final was, right? It was those who was the final, Leo?
DLR in the men's pro singles?
Yeah.
Yeah, DLR over Rodrigo. There they are right there. Yeah, Mike Kinkin, he did such a great job. You know, it was his first big tournament, his first big IRT event, you know, raising that prize money, you know, having to take care of the hospitality. You know, we did awards, we did shirts with rollout. I mean, you know, Fabio did the court stickers. We had so many people help us. So look at that right there. You know, the guy's heading back home. So I hope everybody had a great time. Even if you didn't have a good time, we want to hear about it. You know, we don't know when and if we'll do another event. You know, there's so much work that goes in. But thank you to everybody that sponsored it. You know, you can go to our Team Dovetail page and you can see that. I mean, there's some of our sponsors there on the wall. And then, of course, Andreas. And then the girls from Florida. Great time. Look at that. I love tournaments. But yeah, and then the men's pro doubles, you know, obviously Lalo and Rocky won that. Or no, I'm sorry. The men's pro doubles was Mar Montoya, and they couldn't play the final because remember Conrado got hurt. He was playing with Londa. That would have been an amazing final.
I was there. It was pretty wild. I was right on the next court as Veronica and I think she was playing Marie Renee at the time. You know, Conrado and Montoya kind of got tied up, you know, with their feet, and he slipped. And what happened was he wasn't able to brace himself, and he just hit his head right on like on a metal post on the glass. So there's like a frame that sits that kind of holds up the glass, right? The glass back wall. Because anybody that's ever played or ran into a back wall, we all have, it kind of gives a little bit. He actually hit right into the post that holds it. So it bent a little bit. Leo was pretty wild. So like if that was the post, it kind of went like that a little bit, not quite that much. But he was okay. You know, I spoke to him. At first, it was a little bit scary. He was definitely dazed. If any of you have ever had your bell rung or your clock cleaned, which I have a few times, you know that feeling like you're just kind of lost and a little foggy. And Conrado was that. But I spoke to him right after. He was at the club, you know, a couple hours later. And I think just for precautionary reasons, he didn't want to get out there. But let me tell you this. Up to that moment, Leo, he was a bad man. He was kicking ass.
Yeah, he looked good. You know who else had a good tournament? Jake,
yeah.
Till he got hurt. I don't know what it was, but Jake looked good. Now he pushed Daniel to the breaker.
Yeah, he did. Looked like it was an abdominal. We should have. Maybe we'll get Jake on one of the next shows and talk to him because you know he's somebody that's always he's a fan favorite. Works hard, does a lot of good stuff. He's got his Beast Made clothing going. Plays with his brother, the Bredenbecks. Everybody knows them if they're into racquetball at all. And he's just a great human. So, you know, maybe we'll get him on it sometime. But, yeah, it looked like he kind of pulled a side muscle or something. But he's not an excuse guy. Big Jake just kept playing and didn't say a word. Not surprised.
Yeah. I thought he had a great tournament. So, congrats. Dovetail Open was a wrap. It was a great tournament. It was great to see everybody having a good time. And, you know, hopefully we'll get to do it again next year.
Leo, I got one for you because, you know, again,
what is it?
You didn't get enough praise from the players because you weren't there. but really you did everything. You put that entire event together. And that's no bull. You just did, and you could be humble about it and say you didn't. You know, obviously Mike Kinkin, it's his event. He's got to raise the money. Keith Miner, KWM. You know,
He sponsored the doubles. We
without
were having a
being-
hard time. I wouldn't say a hard time, but you can go to the IRT website and you can see what it costs. They have the tiers and it's laid out. In fact, I think it's on their Facebook. So depending on what tier and how much money you want to pay, you can have that event. So Mike chose the tier level that he wanted to do. And then you have to talk about doubles. And that's different prize money. That's not included with the singles money. So we're like, well, and then all of a sudden, Keith Miner steps up. Let's do the doubles. So thank you, Keith, for doing that. And that's why the doubles was presented by KWM Gutterman. No, man, it was 137 people. And, you know, the most challenging thing for me for the tournament was just the time conflicts, you know, trying to work with people that had time conflicts. And I did my best. Some people have some really difficult time conflicts. You know, people have things that, you know, there's life. And I know that you can't just, I know that life can't stop for a tournament weekend, because I know once the tournament's over, you want to get back on a plane, you want to go home, you got to go to work the next day. You can't get off of work, you know, in time. I get that. You know, I've had a job where I had to be, you know, strapped there. I couldn't get off early. So the time conflicts, that was the tough thing. You know, people saying, I can't play this time, but I want to play at this time. And that was the hard part. Other than that, it was great. You know, people stepped up, they sponsored, they helped out. So yeah, that was the challenging part. It wasn't really hard for me. You know, like they say, you know, when you love what you do, you know, it doesn't feel like work.
So I have a question for you and all the
Yeah.
fans, and I kind of know the answer to it. You know, people watching and players, and we've created this monster in our sport where how dare you profit or benefit from working like crazy. Can people still make money running tournaments?
Absolutely. Yeah, we did. You know, we made money on the amateur side. You just keep costs down. You get sponsors. People want to help. You know, people want to help with the tournament. They want to give you the money to help make the food better. You know, we increased our hospitality a little bit better. You know, we tried to have better food. You know, and that's what it is, and that's what it takes. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with making money at tournaments. I made money my entire time in the sport.
You should. Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't understand, you know, and I see it now and I'm dealing with it now. Mike Martinez, by the way, Pro Ken X, Mike, doing an amazing job. If you don't know Mike Martinez, Pro Ken X, what he's done, Jason Menino and I were talking just yesterday about this, how hats off to Mike Martinez, man, you know, still in it, still doing great. Really, by the way, Leo, you know, and not to create any conflicts of interest, but it's pretty amazing what he's done up against some of the big fish over the years. And all of a sudden he's kind of, I don't know. I'd have a tough time saying he's not one of the big fish right now. And Mike, keep it up, man. It was great talking to you in Vegas. You know, we've known each other many, many years, and I love that you're still doing it, and it's impressive and admirable. But anyway, you know, back to
he's doing it. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right to touch on that. He's doing the same thing. You know, Pro Ken X is doing well. Talk to Mike at the U.S. Open. Talk to him in Vegas, and they're continuing to build their team. I walked up to the booth just to say hello, and they were doing another contract extension and another re-signing with Javier Mar, which was really cool. So to kind of see that happen at Vegas. You know, them signing Javier, you know, to an extension, whatever. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they, you know, they do both. They do indoor, they do outdoor. They support both. You know, they don't hang their hat just on one thing. So yeah, Mike's doing good. He just mentioned in the chat there, we have it up on the screen there. I guess it's official that Daniel has locked up his #1 year-end ranking for the second year in a row.
Did he really? I did not even know. That's super, super impressive. Congrats to Daniel. I mean, you know, man, you're getting up there. That's impressive. Yeah, Frank Lopez, exactly. Mike Martinez, if you don't know him, Pro Ken X, reach out. Mike's doing a ton of stuff internationally. Mike, you and I know this, the 5%ers. You know what I'm talking about, buddy.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
On the heels of that, and Daniel having success in pickleball. You know, can he be a two-way sport, you know, or a two-way athlete? Can he do what Bo Jackson did?
I mean,
you know,
you're asking a loaded question there because
I'm not saying leaving.
No.
Can he do both? I don't think Daniel would leave racquetball. I don't think he'd leave racquetball. I don't.
I think.
But can he do both?
I would like to see him do both, Leo. But let's call it what it is. There's just so much money and opportunity right now in pickleball. You know, him and I were talking. We talk often. Veronica, we were all discussing, you know, the whole pickleball world. He's having opportunities thrown at him that are going to be difficult to turn away. And he says this, racquetball's his first true love. You know, it's his love.
He said it at a pickleball. I heard him. He said it at the Orchard.
It's what he loves. And I think we just need to bring him on the show and have this conversation with him because he will. You know, he'll have this discussion. Racquetball is where his heart is, where his love is. But it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about that with him, and I just, you know, I'm strong on my thoughts because he said it at the Orchard in Arizona in front of a packed a packed private setting of pickleball in the pickleball universe of people. The guy put him on the spot, and you know, the guy was like, "This is how cool is this that we have the #1 player in the world in racquetball with us?" And then the guy asked him, "What do you play? Would you play?" Would you pick racquetball or pickleball? And Daniel said racquetball. So, hey, you know, he said it right there. He could have said pickleball. He's in a house full of pickleball people.
You know what? This is beyond the court, right? So
Yeah.
Can you see that? I just text Daniel. Let's call him. Let's just call him on speaker. You okay with this, Leo? You are the co-producer here.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Frank.
Hey, Daniel, we're live on the air. So I just want to know if I send you a link, can you jump onto the show or no? Are you busy?
And like now?
Yeah, like
Now.
All right, I'm gonna text you a link.
Questions ready, guys. Get them ready.
We're gonna bring you on. So I'll
Play
send it to you
commercial.
right
Bring
now.
them in.
Jump on.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bye. There's racquetball for you. That was, and Leo, tell everybody that was totally not.
Let me fix my shirt. Getting ready for DLR. So how about we tell everybody, get your questions ready. We'll try to fire off as many questions as we can while we have DLR on. We'll play a commercial when we come back.
All right, let's make sure I'm sending it to his right email, Leo.
Frank Lopez, first question, what are you?
You know what? We'll ask him. Let me just make sure I sent it to the right email.
This is the fun part about doing our own show, where we could just call somebody
About
up.
Beyond the Court.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to know what? We kind of have to congratulate him about finishing #1.
Yeah, I see you guys keep the comments flowing. I'm telling you, I think he's going to do both. I think he's going to be the Bo Jackson. He's going to, obviously there's more money in pickleball, obviously. But, you know, as long as I got a mosquito in here that's just itching to bite me. as long as, you know, he can, you know, the schedule works, he's still going to play racquetball. And,
hey,
you know,
let's not tell him that Mike Martinez is watching when he comes on, because you see what Mike said? He better say racquetball is #1.
oh, he will. He said it already. I doubt that
Ready?
he'll come in here.
There he is. We're not even going to commercial. We're bringing him right in.
Let's do it.
Hey guys.
Boom. And there he is.
What's up?
So,
How are you doing?
Daniel,
Good.
before we continue, Frank Lopez has a question.
He says he wants the first question.
He wants to know, where are you? Aren't you at a pickleball tournament?
No, it's just I'm doing a clinic, pickleball clinic in Arkansas.
Oh, the
Same
Arkansas one, yeah.
Gym. Yeah.
You're in Arkansas right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in Hot Springs.
Yeah. All right. So, hey,
Hot
by the way,
springs.
Leo and I did not know this. Congratulations on finishing #1 again.
Did you know that?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I think it leaked
Yeah.
out. I think Todd Boss had done some calculating, and then I think Mike Martinez, he's in here. He kind of confirmed it. So, has anybody reached out to you or called you and said any of
Nice.
this?
No, not really. Like after the tournament in Florida, and then maybe basically being daddy duty for
Mhm.
disconnected from the world, besides just stay with my kids.
That's always a good place to be, Daniel. You know, we were talking about it, and that's when I called you. Everybody wants to know. Tell us what your future is in racquetball versus pickleball.
Now I'm just like I say, I'm the rest of the year. I'm just gonna stay with my family right now, and then next year I'll be in Austin, balls, and I'm gonna be in playing my nationals and under. But yeah, I mean, pickleball is also has some. I mean, I don't know yet. I haven't made the decision yet, but I'm still first love and always gonna be my first love. So
I saw
Yeah.
that you did another exhibition, I think, at the Orchard, and I don't know if you remember this, but the announcer put you on the spot and asked you, and in front of like a packed house of
yeah,
pickleball people, he asked you if you had to pick racquetball or pickleball, and you said racquetball. So
I really did. I did say racquetball, and then of course I know my audience. My audience, they're like supporting me whatever sport I play. So
good point.
man, thank you guys for the invite. To be honest with you, like literally
I,
last minute I get a phone.
I know, and that's what I hope, Daniel. Like, that's how cool racquetball is. We didn't talk about this. You know, Leo didn't know about this. Our co-producers didn't know. You know, there was a lot of questions. Mike Martinez had put in that you finished #1, and I'm like, well, damn, I didn't congratulate him on that. I gotta tell him that. So I called you, and you just said, yeah, let's do it. And you were on speaker, so everybody's seeing it, and that's really cool. But we'll have you on. You know, I know you're busy. It's cool. Do your thing, and you know, we'll talk again soon. But we appreciate you jumping in here for a couple minutes.
No, for sure. Thank you. I'm really happy to be you guys can show. You guys are like awesome, and then you guys are doing next. Like, if I get invited, trust me, I'll be there. There to want to talk. I'll be right here on the show.
Thanks,
right,
Daniel.
Dan.
I like what you said, Daniel, about your your friends and your family and your followers, that people will follow you no matter what you do, and that rings so true, man. Because I just said it earlier, and I'm you probably weren't watching, but my thinking is you're going to do both. I mean, why can't you play racquetball and pickleball? And just like in pickleball, I know you'll have your dates for the year, and then you'll have your racquetball dates for the year. And I don't see any reason why you can't do both. You've been doing it and you're still doing it. People in the chat are saying there's more money in pickleball, but I still think that you'll still do really well at both because you're doing it now.
Yeah, it was gonna be my first love, and then I'm gonna keep playing racquetball. I'm not gonna, and I own a lot to racquetball that I'm
And outdoor.
miss any tournament and outdoor with my culture. That's one thing that I like the beach bash. So that's awesome.
All right, Suds. Any more questions for Daniel before we let him go?
No, I got to let
Thank
him
you
go.
for getting him on.
Micah Miller,
Thank you.
Daniel, we'll post where to follow, but some people are saying like, what's your ranking? So follow Daniel on his Instagram. Daniel, is Instagram the best place?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, anything. And then, yeah, I'm bored now. So it's actually kind of cool because I don't play a lot of tournaments. I get to quarterfinals, semifinals, and all that stuff. So it's really helping me out with my. You guys can hear me, right?
No,
I
no,
can
the
hear him
audio
now.
is in and out. Do you have AirPods in? If you do, take them out and just go with the phone.
I do.
Try that.
Hear me now?
Better?
That might be better. Go ahead, say that again.
Perfect.
Nope.
Yeah. Better.
A little bit better.
So.
What's the next? You said so
Yeah.
you'll be in Austin for the Longhorn. That'll be your next
I'll be
tournament.
in Austin for the Longhorn. That's gonna be my next one for racquetball. So on the air after I won in Florida, I'm gonna take the full month. There after that, I spend time with my kids for the rest of the year until Austin.
And since we're on the topic of that too, when will be your next big pickleball tournament?
Los Angeles. I'll be playing one in Newport Beach. So that's gonna be the next.
Nice. Well, good luck, Daniel. Thanks for popping in tonight. We really appreciate it. And
we will be watching. We'll follow up. We'll have you back on the show. And by the way, just for the record, I'm not talking to you till you're ranked number 1 in pickleball. So
hurry up.
Next time
Thank you.
Next time I text or call, just don't even answer because I'm not going to talk to you.
Okay. All right. I'll make
All right.
a deal. I'll make a promise.
All
We'll
right,
talk.
Daniel.
Hey, thanks for popping in, bro. We'll see you later.
Good night, man.
I mean, there's racquetball. There you have it. I
Popped
know the
him in,
audio
yeah.
was a little choppy, but ultimate message was, yeah, he's going to play both, and his true love is racquetball, and that's a beautiful thing. Pretty cool.
Well, it's pretty cool to have him pop in on a Friday night, hanging out, teaching some pickleball.
Yeah, he was. I don't know, man. He's pretty good in pickleball too. But it was funny. I was having a discussion with him, and I said, "How good really is this guy Ben Johns? Right? He's number 1. He's kind of like the Kane of racquetball. Of
He
pickleball.
is.
He's that good.
Yeah.
And Daniel said the same thing, and I was shocked. I go, "How good is he?" It's just me and Daniel.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, he's really good. I can't beat him yet." I was like,
Yeah.
what? Did you just
Him
say
and
that?
McGuffin. Him and McGuffin.
McGuffin's my boy. Him and I, we talk a little bit, but I was surprised he's that good. I mean, I know you know a little bit more about pickleball than I do, and I'm not sure.
Just follow it, yeah.
Our fans or whatever, but just hearing Daniel say that, like, no, I can't beat him yet. I was surprised.
He'll get up there. Doubles is where it's at right now. Doubles is just like in racquetball. It's a little bit more exciting. So he's just got to find him a regular partner. That's the key in doubles. The Johns brothers, they play together. They're always going to play together. And then, McGuffin usually plays with De Villiers. And so, yeah, you just got to find yourself a good partner.
All right, Leo, let's take a quick commercial. And then after the commercial, we'll come back with hot topics. We'll close the show with the raffle. So you still have, how much time do they have to buy some tickets?
Yeah, we only have a few more minutes left in the show. We're going to do hot topics tonight. Hot topics is something that we used to do, that we used to pick. So tonight we're going to go through the chat. And if you haven't made a comment, make a comment tonight. We see some tough questions in there that we want to answer. So if you have any questions for us that you think we can answer or you want to discuss, tell us in the comments because we want to hear from you tonight. That's what makes these shows so much fun. So get your questions out. If you want to ask something about one of the previous events, if you want to ask something about USA Racquetball, if you want to ask something about the bag raffle, what we've got for 2023, the 24-hour show, any guests that you want to see on an upcoming show, type them in the chat. We're going to get to the hot topics, and then we're going to close it out with a raffle. Finally, feels like forever, man. How long has this raffle been going on?
Everybody's been pretty awesome at it, and
they want to win it.
It's fun.
They want the bag.
We literally write up, the tickets, and next thing you know, boom, we're going to pull a ticket here. How do you pull that graphic off? Where's our co-producer? Can they pull that off?
Graphic
of the bag. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
So you got another 5 or 10 minutes. You got the instructions. We'll write your name, put you in, and I'm going to pull this live right here. All right. Leo, quick commercial. I'm going to let you pick. We have Performance Chemicals, Frank Hotels, or Jules Play Racquetball.
Look at that. Look at that comment from Brian.
He's not Todd Boss. Todd
Is he still
Boss
in here?
is not going to buy a ticket. I'll tell you what, if Todd Boss buys a ticket, Brian,
Is he still in here?
I'm going to put a ticket in your name too. How about that?
I want to see somebody that hasn't bought a ticket yet, because I see that you got some people in there that have bought several.
Oh yeah.
And then came back and bought more, and came back and bought a couple more.
Give them the quick rundown before we go to break, because when we come back, that's it. We're going to get the bag drawing up.
Yeah. So bag raffle tonight. This is it. I can't wait to see whose name's going to get drawn out of the jar. We're going to do it live online. Is Jules still awake?
She's out cold.
Oh, so we're going to do it live online. 1 ticket for $10, 3 for 27, 5 for 40, 7 for 50, and
ooh,
10.
wait a minute. Fred Schroeder just came in.
Fred Schroeder coming in hot.
He came in with another 5 tickets.
Ooh, Fred's trying to win that bag. And then the big enchilada. 10 tickets, $60. But if you write Leo Special in the comments, you'll get 1 extra ticket, and that could be the ticket that gets you the bag. So you get 11 tickets for $60. It's real easy. If you have Venmo, just open up your Venmo app, type in Sudsy M, or you can use Zelle, Sudsy at sudsymonchick.com. Someone's going to win a bag tonight.
Leo, keep going. I'm writing in Fred's name, and I'm going to show you the tickets and drop them in.
Joanna's like, hey, stop. Because her name's in there. She doesn't want any more people to enter the bag raffle. But Joanna, you might get your name drawn tonight.
You know what, Leo? Who's watching that is in there? That's what I
Ryan
want to know.
Omlin, I love that comment.
Check it out.
Enchilada special.
Fred's going in.
Going in, Fred. Good luck tonight, Fred.
Oh, wait a minute. David Antanasio, too. He's going in.
David getting hot, getting tickets. So we only got a couple minutes left. So the plan is I'm going to scroll through the comments. We already got some great comments. Amir, Steve with a comment.
Leo, we got David going in, and we got Fred with another 5.
Nice. You guys ask some questions. They could be hard. They can be easy. Maybe somebody can ask why we haven't heard anything from USA Racquetball in a while.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Keep the gloves above the belt. Not everybody likes to talk about the real hard stuff.
That's why it's called Hot Topics.
We just got a message from Mike Martinez.
And he says that Daniel De La Rosa has retired from...
No, this is damn cool. Can you see that right there, Leo? Can you read that? This is Mike Martinez.
He says, I want to buy 500 tickets for the bag raffle. Thanks, Mike.
What did he say? Can you read that or no?
I can't. Can you read it? I can't.
Mike Martinez just said, I'd like to donate a limited edition DLR racket for your next show. They only produced 200 of them. That is damn cool, Mike.
Thank you,
Leo,
Mike.
Next show, we're going to be giving away a limited DLR racket. They only made 200 of them. And thank you, Mike Martinez. Thank you, Ken X. We'll definitely come up with something cool to give that away. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Brian
Leo?
says that bag has Todd's name all over it. I'm just trying to give
guess
people a
what?
chance to buy tickets.
Ron
Let's
Foster
end it.
is going in for 3. So I think we should keep this up.
John Housley coming in hot says, put me in for 1. He's Venmoing right now.
We're waiting.
Yep. So you'll get a notification right away. You know how Venmo works. You get that
Check
little
it out,
ding,
Leo.
ding.
Ron Foster going in.
Thank you guys for doing the raffle. It's a lot of fun.
Check it out. Boom. Ron's in.
Somebody's going to win the bag tonight.
Looks like it. Oh, what?
Oh,
You
here
got
comes some
David.
tough
Okay.
questions, boys. Some tough questions are coming in. They don't all have to be about USAR. There's some other stuff going on in the sport. Let us know. Let us know if there's something that's going on in the sport that you have a question about.
Sorry,
MC
Leo.
Vegas coming in. Great show. Thanks for making racquetball matter. I'm going to put that on a shirt.
Who said that?
Mike, MC.
I like that. John
Racquetball
Housley's
matter.
going in. John Housley's going in right now, Leo.
Yeah, he wasn't playing around. He's from Texas. We don't play around when we want to get into a raffle. And I want to finish
Check it
reading
out.
Mike's on. He's
Boom.
in. Stronger together, indoor, outdoor, all the same walls, balls and rackets and bags. Have a great rest of the year. We will do it again next year. Stay tuned. Gosh, I got to wait a whole year to go back and play outdoor. I know there's Beach Bash and Nationals, but I'm telling you, that's the crown jewel. If you didn't go to 3-wall ball this year in Vegas, you missed out.
All right, Leo, we're going to take
That was my JT voice. You missed out.
We're going to go with a quick commercial. But let
JT,
me
how
show
was
you-
Vegas for you?
Let me show you who just came in hot, because she can't stand seeing people come in and she's not getting back in.
Joe, she's going to win the bag tonight. Maybe. I have no control, Joanne. I'm not going to touch the tickets. I'm going to flow through some comments real quick. Jorge Fernandez, shake it well, because he was in on the drawing. Lincoln says, when is there going to be a combo indoor-outdoor tournament? Great question. What is Connor?
Well,
yeah, these are shows for
Let's let the cat out of the bag. You know what I told MC Coulter in Vegas, right?
No.
Let's bring the portable court to Vegas.
Let's do it.
It's up to Mike. Let's talk about that. Keith Miner, if you're still watching, and some others, we can make that happen. Mike Coulter, I got your message. Thank you. He just wants to let us know that the 2023 for Vegas. Wait, hold on. Thanks for
Beach Bash.
March 8th through the 12th, 2023.
I'll be there.
Beach Bash.
I'll be at every
there too.
outdoor big tournament forever from here on
I
out.
live pretty close. All right, Leo.
All right.
Quick commercial.
Okay, last chance for the bag. We're gonna do. Are we gonna run through the hot topics and then end the show with the raffle, or the other way around?
I guess we'll see.
Let's end the show on the raffle. Let's give people a couple more seconds to buy some tickets. There it is. There's the info. Thank you guys. We had so much fun with it. I hope we didn't hammer it home too much, but raffles are fun. I love them. You're gonna win a bag tonight. Somebody's gonna win a bag here. We're gonna play a commercial. When we come back, we'll sort through the comments, ask some hot topics. We've already got some comments about outdoor, Kane's big next sponsor. But we'll get to those in a second. Let's play commercial. When we come back, hot topics, and then someone's going to win a bag. Bag raffle. All right, so you keep those going. this is going to give everybody one last opportunity while I'm scrolling through the chat. We had some great comments tonight. Feel free to interrupt me and tell me who buys tickets, because that's how we're going to end the night with the raffle, it looks like.
Let's do it. Let's hit some hot topics, Leo, and then let's do the bag.
Okay, I'm going to scroll through the comments here. Somebody did ask, I'm trying to scroll through. I think it was Steve asked about Kane's next sponsor. I know Kane is sponsored by KWM Gutterman. I forgot to highlight the comment. I'm sorry. I'm going to scroll down and work my way.
I want to know too if you're watching and you're in the bag raffle, because that'd be cool.
Say that again.
If you're actually watching, waiting for the raffle, like if you're, because they could watch it. They could watch it another time.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat if you're only here to watch for the raffle. Okay. Here's it's kind of a hot topic right here. What is Conrado's status? Have you talked to Conrado? Have you heard anything?
He's good. Yeah.
So he'll be playing in the next IRT event.
He will not. He told me he's not going, but it's not because of the injury.
Okay.
You know, he wants to spend some time at home. Conrado's English has gotten much better, Leo, by the way. So he's almost ready to join us as a guest on the show. But he's okay. You know, he's gonna miss the next event. He wants to spend some time at home in Bolivia. But physically he's good, and that's what matters.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good to hear. I like Conrado. He's a great guy. I'm glad to see that it wasn't a serious injury. I'm glad he went and got checked out and everything is good. So, all right. Lincoln had a question earlier. When is there going to be a combo indoor-outdoor tournament? We kind of barely got to that comment, but what do you think about that?
I think if it's going to happen, you know, I talked about doing it here in Florida because we have some outdoor courts not too far away, Leo, so we can have an indoor-outdoor event. But I'd like to see it done on a much bigger scale. You know, there was some talk with Keith and I and about, hey, what can we bring the portable court to Las Vegas? How about that? Because we know Mike Coulter can cover it. We know there could be some cool things done there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool on a smaller scale. I know that Kansas, you know, Randy Root in Overland Park, he's got the ability because we have the JCC there. He's got some amazing outdoor courts there that I've played on both. We haven't spoken about it. It's not something that's in the works, but you know, it's something that Keith, Veronica and I have thought about. I think it's something that if KWM Gutterman and Keith Miner are interested in, and he says, let's do it. Let's do an indoor-outdoor combined. We can certainly pull that off. I think it'll be done. I think it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, good. I've been to the court when it was set up at the 16th Street Shopping Mall in Denver. I've seen that court at the rooftop in Fullerton. Obviously, seen it at the U.S. Open. So I think it could be actually be put anywhere. So
it could be done. I mean, you put the portable court up and then you cover it, and you make it happen. It can be done. We'll see what happens. I mean, you know, it's anything's possible.
All right, Steve has a question. Why has the USAR not given the racquetball community an update?
I think Mike Grizz, who's you know, obviously the new executive director, he's got his hands full. There's a lot going on, a lot more than I even believe that he was aware of at USA Racquetball. He's been dealt a shitty deck. Can we say that on our show, Leo?
Sure. We don't have a bleep button, so.
Crappy deck. You know, crappy hand. And, you know, Mike's a friend. We speak often. He's dealing with a difficult situation. And Leo, you know, you were a USAR board member. I think you can comment on what's going on. It's just not good.
Yeah, Mike's got his hands full. It's no secret. So the reason that you probably haven't heard from anything from USAR is because they've rolled up their sleeves and it's time to get to work. Not to say that they haven't been getting to work. So, you know, as you guys know, we read the press release. Mike Grizz took that job for no pay because they're in a financial strait right now, and Mike's trying to get those finances in order. So That's probably why you haven't heard. They also had the recent announcement of Renee Isherwood, who left USA Racquetball after many years. So Mike's going to have the task of replacing Renee. He's going to have to replace Renee. You know, you've got to have staff. You've got to have people that can do the day-to-day operations of the association. Doesn't matter how many members are there. You still have to operate and function. You know, there's tournaments that are going on. There's memberships. There's, a U.S. team that, get the Worlds coming up in Guatemala. So business still has to go on, whether there's any money in there or not. And it's going to be Mike's job to steer that ship in the right direction and get it going.
Leo, you were on the USAR board. What happens if USAR just goes away? If the NGB, the USAR goes bankrupt or doesn't exist? What happens, and how do we feel it as racquetball players?
Yeah, racquetball's still going to go on, but it's not going to have the, you have to have something to take yourself serious, and you have to have, you have to have things you have to have formalities. You have to have rules. If you don't have anybody that represents the sport of racquetball and keeps it together, then what do you have? So you do need a leader. You need an organization, whether it's USA Racquetball or anything. It doesn't matter. There are sports that don't belong to the USOPC, and they do just fine. Now, most of them would love to be in the Olympics. I mean, who doesn't want to be in the Olympics? But there's obviously sports that don't participate in the USOPC and receive benefits from them. We don't get as many benefits as we used to get. We used to get a lot of money. We used to have, get all these accesses, and those things have dwindled now. I mean, I heard we can't even stay at the dorms anymore. There's no racquetball facility. There's no racquetball training at the USOC training. You just get to stay there because you get to stay in the dorms because of the experience, and it's an amazing experience. You stayed there.
I've done it.
Me too.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Not on your level. I went just, they offer, you can pay and take, go train. You can go to leadership conferences there. So yeah, it's very inspiring, but, the sport would still go on. Racquetball would still go on, but you got to have rules. You got to have things in place. You got to have a Hall of Fame. You got to have sanctioned tournaments.
There's so many, like you say, rules, right? Or like, now we have different rules, right? The USA Racquetball IRF, there's different rules. I'm just curious, what can we do as a community to help? Or at this point, is it just too late? And what happens next?
No, it's not too late. There's so many of us out there. Don't forget there was, I don't know how many ever million of us were, in the world that play racquetball. You can still bring up the word racquetball in a conversation, and people know what it is. Unless they were just born. They didn't know about it. But everybody knows racquetball. They know it. Their dad played it. Their grandpa played it. Their uncle played it. Their neighbor played it. That's the big thing about racquetball. You may not have played it, but you've heard about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the word is out there. It's out there, but it just needs a movement. Like pickleball's getting a movement. Pickleball's movement right now, and I've been a little critical of it. They're celebrity chasing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, who doesn't? I would love for Tom Brady or Mark Cuban or LeBron to invest in racquetball, but they're celebrity chasing right now. And I don't know if that's a crash course for them or not, but they got to remember that pickleball, you got to grow the game over here where we are in Austin. Austin, Texas is like known for pickleball, but quite honestly, we don't have very many designated pickleball courts. The pickleball world is chasing these celebrities that have pickleball courts in their home. Okay, I don't have a pickleball court in my house. I don't get to go to the celebrity's house to play pickleball. I'm a rec player. So pickleball needs to be careful because they're going to grow so fast on this celebrity chasing dream that they're going to forget who buys the tickets, who goes to see the pros, who plays in the local tournaments. So that's just kind of what I see as a fan.
Yeah, I have, obviously we know a lot of the same people, but pickleball is going through some stuff too right now, and not too many people are well aware of that. We just see the surface, like you said, what celebrity's buying a team or what celebrity is playing pickleball. And there's always more to it, no doubt about it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, USA Racquetball, I wish them nothing but the best, Leo. We've had our differences. I'm kind of over it. I wish you the best. And Mike Grizz, it's admirable that you took this job, with zero pay, which probably, an executive director, Leo, it's got to be a 6-figure paying job, right?
It needs to be.
Yeah.
It needs to be. It's the executive director, leader of a sports organization. So, Al Schaff coming in with a comment here. I'm trying to keep these hot topics going really fast. What about making USA a legitimate nonprofit? Just like our state organizations, forget the Olympics and make a nonprofit org.
Yeah, I agree, Al. Al agreed. Tournament director, racquetball promoter from New Orleans. Some of the greatest events. I know you and Alvy were talking about, when Katrina hit New Orleans and he was there and one of the last few people to get out on a private jet. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah, Al, I agree. I mean, I was an Olympic dream chaser. I started playing this game when I was 7 years old, this sport. And I always wanted to wear the Olympic, rings and I wanted to win an Olympic medal, but I just don't see that anywhere near in our future. And I wonder if we're focusing too much energy and resources into that dream. And we need to redefine and restructure and reorganize the direction we go in as a sport. And Leo, if we ever get to a point where that's a reality, we can get back to that.
Yeah, Brian has a question. Are there any stats available on how many USAR members there are by state and city?
Boss?
Yeah, you could do that. You could probably get those numbers, but if you go to usaracquetball.com, okay, go to their website, usaracquetball.com, go to news, go to more news, and go look at the stories that they post for news. I think it's probably on the second page of news. It's a recent story. It's in August, and it's a board member update. And you can go and read in there. They publish this information from their board meetings, and they kind of give you a little snapshot of what they talked about. And I think Steve Zarnicki, the treasurer for USA Racquetball, mentioned that there are approximately 4,800 members. So that's a starting number to go with, and you just got to make that number grow from there. No more declines, no more attrition. It's time to buckle down. Steve even mentions that with the way that the organization is membership based, and then at the time when he wrote this, the foreseeable, financial situation of the U.S. Open, the USAR is not putting themselves in a very good position financially. So if you know that already, it's time to get the memberships up. It's time for a membership drive. It's time to boost those numbers. We've had some great ideas, even the simplest of ideas. Reach out to all 4,800 people and ask them to gift a membership. Ask me. If you ask me, I'll do it. If you need me to buy a membership to support the organization, I'll buy it for my brother. He plays once or twice a year. It's a gift for him. At least I support the organization. So there's some very simple initiatives that I think that you could do to try to help get those numbers up.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But again, I think that you need the correct messenger, the correct voice and face to deliver that message. And I think there are things that can be done. There's no doubt about it. Joanne Pomodoro is putting in some good comments in there, Leo. There is donor fatigue. There's no doubt. We see it on a big scale. We know some of the biggest donors in the history of our sport. And, they're just tired of it. They're like, well, what's the idea? What's the plan? Where are we going with this? There's no doubt about it. Steve says, bring Mike Grizz on the show. Mike will come on. I just, when he's ready. Mike's a friend. I support him. I hope he does well. I hope he can figure this out. It's not easy. But when he's ready, there's a lot going on. And, at the end of the day, we need racquetball to keep going. But, Leo, can our producer bring up that comment by Joanne about the courts? We still need courts, right? We still need places to go play. That's very true. That's very accurate. Yeah, Joanne's right. How many courts and clubs do we have left? And I have this conversation too often nowadays, Leo. we love to promote juniors, right? We love to say grassroots. Here's the thing. If those kids' parents don't play, it's going to be hard to get them to play. You know, Veronica and I are dealing with that firsthand. We've had 100 kids come through our courts with us on the court, Leo. But their parents have no interest. They just don't play racquetball. And they don't, you know, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you spread that message, they're going to say, well, where can they go play? And a lot of these places that have courts don't let juniors in. So I think that, you know, part of what the NGB needs to do is to focus in on that. And how do we get those new parents, those new moms and dads to be interested in the sport, to want to play? Because I guarantee you, of all the people watching and all the fans, me included, and I'm sure you, and you said it earlier, you know, we play, or Jules and Mateo play because their mom and dad play, or because their grandparents played. You know, I was talking to a 20-something-year-old manager at the gym here, and he said, yeah, I love racquetball, but I have no interest in playing, so why would I put my kid in it? I think we have to really take a look at, do we go after the kids, the grassroots as we call them, or do we go after those parents to make them interested? And I kind of think the latter is what we need to do, Leo. We need to communicate to that, you know, mid-20s and up that are starting their family, getting married, having kids, get them interested, which will then turn into potentially getting their kids interested. Because let's face it, all the players and the 5% that play tournaments worldwide, they're going to play no matter what. And if you were a parent or an uncle or a grandparent, you know, that child that is introduced to the sport is because of you. I think we need to kind of reassess and take a look, Leo, at who we focus on going to get interested in our sport. You know, and you and I have talked about this offline, and that's really where I'm at with that. I do believe that. You know, it sounds fun to say, we got to get kids playing. We got to get kids playing. But you know what? The big piece of the pie, and Mike Martinez and I had a really good conversation about this in Vegas. 95% of the people that play racquetball don't play tournaments. Think about that. 95% of the people that spend money, that are interested in racquetball, that go to a club and say, I want to join and play racquetball, they don't play tournaments. The people we're talking to right now are tournament players. Those aren't the masses.
Yeah, that's the disconnect, I think, between, you know, you go to a club and you put out USAR information, or you try to do something and people don't know who USAR is. They don't know benefits. So, you know, it's a big marketing campaign. And I just think that it can be done. You can start small. You know, Mike Coulter made a comment earlier that said, you know, don't give up, and we're not giving up. I'll never give up.
Hey, Mike, you know me. I'm not giving up on anything. Come on.
Yeah. No, I think his just was a general comment, you know, for people that are just, you know, wondering what's going on at USA Racquetball. So, you know, we need to have organization. We need to have rules. And I know that you say there's different rules, but just me sitting on the board and seeing what happens on the inside and behind the scenes and these long meetings is, all of a sudden you don't want to show up and you be playing racquetball with a guy that's playing with a modified racket that's like 6 inches too long, or just all this crazy stuff that could happen in the sport. So we want people to take us serious. So that's the line that I'm saying that we walk on. We walk a serious line, whether USAR leads us, whether it's a different organization, or whether it's a group, or whether it's nobody, whether we just continue, you know, to move forward and do what we have to do. But, you know, that's got to come. Is that going to come before or after the bag?
I'm just giving a shirt away. Hey, if anybody watching right now is a double X, the next person that says they're a double X and sends us their address, we'll ship it out. It's all yours.
And you know what I would like to see, you know, and you and I can talk about this after the show. And we've talked about some things, you know, for plans for 2023. How funny was it when we had some, not funny, but how cool was it? Funny, cool, where people were coming up to us in Vegas and
funny like a clown,
and wanting to know, what our vision and what our plans were for 2023. And that made me feel good because look, I think it's time for a summit of some type. I think it's time for us to come together. USA Racquetball hasn't had the resources to do it in a few years. Let's just do it as a racquetball group. Let's put together a virtual summit. Let's get together. Let's brainstorm. Let's throw out some challenges, some goals within our own just racquetball community. They don't have to be sanctioned by any organization. Let's do something together and let's start making some progress. And I think that's something that we can get support with from our viewers.
Yeah, I've been, that's something that I presented a couple of years ago, Leo. I said, I want to have a summit and I want to bring all the leaders to the table, and then we need somebody to kind of direct and be the orchestrator of that summit. And I just found that there's, and you've dealt with this too. There's just issues with egos, man. There's so many egos, and our sport has created a bunch of mercenaries. I call us, people that just do what we think is best for the sport. And I think that a summit's an amazing idea. I think at some point that's what's going to have to happen. We kind of went off on this tangent here when somebody had asked about, what's up with USA Racquetball. So I think it's time to move on. I think we got to start to close the show because people are interested. So Leo, it's 10:07 on my watch. Let's give
22 more hours of this on the 24-hour show.
Yeah, we didn't do the 24-hour show yet. So Leo, let's give everybody, let's go 5 more minutes to buy tickets. Okay. And then we'll pick the winner.
Yeah. What are you going to do about the extra large shirt? You made a comment and now the chat's going crazy. People are like typing their addresses and saying that's me and that's mine. And here's my shirt.
I have 2. One's going to Frank Lopez and one is going to John Housley. I have 2 double X's. Oh, wait. Was it John? Nope, sorry. Steve Simone. It was Steve and Frank were the first 2.
Steve and Frank are in on the 2X.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
Who was the last person that bought tickets? Has anybody sent you any ticket messages? Because we're running out of time. Yeah.
I'll tell you, the last person to buy tickets for the bag was
Friday night.
It was Mandy Schaff, also known as Blake the dog. I think it was Blake Schaff.
Blake Schaff.
That was the last ticket purchase. What do you think?
Getting close to the end. Yeah. Let me scroll through my notes. Who would you guys like to see on the next show or a future show? Let us know in the comments who you want to see.
Have a good night, Mike Coulter.
MC. Man, I gotta wait a whole year for that. I gotta wait a whole year for the strap. Man.
Mike Coulter goes, I'm a 3X. I don't have a 2X. He texts him.
We'll get him one.
Wait a minute. Steve Castleberry said ticket time. I don't even think Steve's in the drawing.
Ticket time. He said that means he's just about to buy one.
Oh, I got nothing so far. Let me see. Because I don't want to take a ticket late. I'll have to refund them.
What was the best part about the Vegas for you? The 3-wall ball.
Oh man. Seeing everybody happy playing constantly. One of the things that was amazing for me, Leo and Mike, I don't know if Mike, I think he signed off. He texted me, said he's going to bed. Like Conrado and Rodrigo Montoya played doubles in the men's open, and there was no prize money. They just wanted to play racquetball. They just wanted to play ball. And I thought that was super cool. Think about that, right? That was awesome. Obviously, getting to hang out with friends and you and, Alvy until he got hurt and being up top with Keith Miner and him you know, his love and Keith's appreciation for racquetball and just constantly wanting it to do good. Just being there, man. It was just a good event, you know. So, you know, 3-wall ball was awesome. Mike called. He can't go to bed, but he did text me. He said he's going to bed. Did he text you too?
No, he's still on the show. He just made a comment. I got a question for Mike, and somebody asked me this in the chat a couple of shows ago. And Mike, I don't know how much you want to answer this, but somebody asked me how much money does it take to host a 3-wall ball? Like whether it's sponsor dollars or like the overall number, like, you know, anything that you want to tell people. I know, like you were telling me one day, just the first couple of days that you use like 250 gallons of diesel fuel for like just the first 2 or 3 days, and the event wasn't over yet. So I know you're sharing this part and that part. There's so many expenses. Like, you know, I run tournaments, and when I sat there and I looked around, and you got to remember, guys, in a tournament or anywhere you go, nothing is free. Plates, cups, napkins, pencils, clipboards, all the little stuff that you expect to be there is there. Tablecloths, tables, chairs, everything. You know, the safety stuff that he had to roll around, everything, all the stuff, just everything costs money. I think he said he just one time he spent over $1,000 just in screws. So somebody had asked me, you know, what does it cost? What does it take? So I don't know if Mike is, you know, still in here and can throw out, you know, a number. I'm sure it's pretty scary.
It's I can tell you this, you know, I asked him the same thing, and it's above 6 figures, you know, for that size event. And for those of you that are watching, oh, there you go. He just commented. Why don't you share that with everybody?
Oh my goodness. Let me put it on the screen, please. So those of you who want to know what it takes to run the crown jewel of the sport, there it is. $175,000. And you can see it. I'm telling you. It looked like a street festival.
And what about the prize? The prize money's, you know, one of the biggest chunks.
You got prize money. You have all these expenses there with the lights and the fuels and the rentals and the
construction
and the construction
insurance,
rent, permits. You know, the food.
Imagine going to Vegas to any hotel and saying, "I want to rent your parking lot for a week."
Yeah.
But, yeah, no problem. So you know what? We'll have Mike Coulter on the show again. You know, it's getting late, Leo. Jules is sleeping. She was going to pull the ticket. Mateo's awake, but I'm afraid if Mateo picks, he'll go like this and, you know, grab 100 of them. So is everybody ready? I think it's time.
Are we going to do it?
I'm going to pick it. Leo, I'm going to message you the winner, and then you're going to announce it for full transparency.
Mike says 44K in prize money. Wow.
It's crazy. All right, here we go, Leo. You ready?
Sponsors. Yeah, the chat's blowing up. All right, so
let's shake this up, and then we'll continue.
All right, here we go. This is it, everybody. Hey, thank you guys so much for doing the raffle. We really appreciate it. And I hope
get in there nice and
wow. Drum roll.
I got one ticket. Oh, wow. Hold on, put this away.
Wow.
I'm gonna text it to you.
Finally one winner.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable.
Wow. He's gonna text me the winner. The suspense.
It's actually comedy.
Oh my goodness. Are you
ready?
No. No, not yet. You can wait 2 more minutes. Put your guess in the chat. Who do you think won the contest? Really quick.
Actually, you know what? I'm happy for this person because they were quite persistent.
Yeah. I like how you say that person because you didn't say he or she. You didn't give out any secrets. You didn't give out any hints. No, Brian, Chewy didn't win it. I should have bought a ticket for Chewy, but Suds and I agreed that we wouldn't put our names in there because how funny would that be?
I'm going to send Chewy my own personal bag.
Nice. Look at that. Joanne thinks she won. Frank Lopez says he won a bag.
So the name
George,
is on the back. The name is on the back of this ticket.
George thinks, or Frank says George won the bag. Wow.
It's
Who
pretty
won the
wild.
bag? Who won the bag? Oh, Steve Castleberry says Joanne. Is this like a vote? What if Joanne gets most of the votes? Can she win a bag? Because it's like Joanne even wrote Joanne. Brian says Vero. Did Vero buy a ticket?
No, she's
Okay,
not
I was
allowed
about to
in.
say, if you turn it over and it says Vero, we got to talk.
No, we go right back in and pick a new one.
All right. I guess we've held out the suspense long enough. Oh, here come the comments. Joanne says, oh, yeah, Steve. All right. The winner of Brian says not Todd. That's worthy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys. The winner of the Sudsy Monchik limited edition bag is none other than, there it is, Joanne.
It's unbelievable.
Woo! Congrats, Joanne. You won the bag. You're the big winner. You did it. I told you. 2 more tickets tonight got you in.
That's really amazing. She was, and let's I mean, you know what, Leo? Let's just have fun, right? Let's pick another ticket for a shirt. How about that?
Let's do it.
So
Let's do
Joanne, message me your address and we'll send it. But let's do a shirt. Hopefully we'll let them pick the size. All I have is extra large, medium, and small. Ready?
Yeah, let's do a shirt tonight. You guys were so patient with us and we had so much fun. Sandy. Oh, no, we don't call her Sandy. We call her Rios. Okay. Rios. If you know Rios, tell her she won a Treasure Coast shirt. I'm going to guess Sandy's probably a small.
So I'll put this to the side. Let's do another shirt.
What? All right, here we go. One more shirt. Sunshine. Sunshine wins a shirt. Thank you, Sunshine. Thanks to everybody that entered. You guys were awesome. People bought tickets throughout all the shows. So Rios and Sunshine, if you guys are watching tonight, if you're not and you go back and watch the show, make sure you send Sudsy a message.
Let me get Joanne's bag and show her. We'll show everybody.
Get the bag. Wow. Joanne, you won the bag. Congrats, Joanne. Oh my gosh. I can hear Joanne right now, all the way from Texas. I can hear her.
Pretty cool.
Leo Paulo Lagoria wants a small. Guys,
what's
read
that?
Steve's suggestion. Oh boy, the comments are blowing up. We need Joanne on the next show with the bag. Look at that.
I'm happy for you.
Where's the bag?
I will. You want the bag again?
Yeah, where is it? Bring it up close. What's the best part about that bag? Show it off.
This is my favorite part right there.
It's got the word racquetball on it.
So you know when we carry it, and then let me show you, Leo. So when we designed the bag, how many times we're in an airport, right? And we got our bag on like this. And nobody, oh, what do you play? Tennis? What do you play? Pickleball?
Nice. I like that. This is like a QVC thing.
Shout out to all the veterans that deal with mental health and awareness. Okay.
Love that shirt.
And that's that. So Joanne, congratulations.
Congrats, Joanne.
I loved your tenacity. That was impressive. That was impressive, Leo. And then we gave away 2 shirts.
2 shirts, Sunshine and Rios. Sorry, we don't call her Sandy.
But you got to contact us and let us know what sizes and a shipping address. Joanne, I need your shipping address. We had a bunch of tickets in there, Leo. Look at that.
Thank you, guys. That was awesome. That was so much fun. And congrats, Joanne. Joanne's like that. She is like, I served with her on the board. She's a former USAR board member. We served together, and
I think she willed it though. She willed it. That was impressive.
She did. And I bet you it was one of the tickets that she bought tonight.
You know what? I think it could have been for sure, but she gets the bag and pretty awesome. So Leo, it's that time of the show. Congratulations, Joanne. That's pretty awesome. Thank you to everybody Steve says, pull a ticket and we invite the next person on the show.
Let's do it. Let me put that up on the screen that we can hold you to it.
Wait, you serious
pull a
about that?
ticket.
Because that's
So pull a
what do
ticket
we
to
say?
see who gets. Just bring them on to say hello and ask them what they think about the show, and give them some. But watch, you're gonna. If Steve bought a ticket, watch, you're gonna draw Steve's name. Go ahead and pull
Are you
it.
sure about this?
Steve, hey, we're here for the fans. This is a fan show.
Can we check?
I hope it's Frank. Look at Frank. I hope it's Frank.
Can we check with the producer, Leo, about this?
Will Joanne run again? Wow, the comments are flowing tonight. Timothy Backhurst says Sandy Rios can't have a shirt.
I've got a name.
Okay, hold on.
This is to bring on the show?
Yeah, so one of our fans, Steve, said pull a ticket, and the next ticket you pull has to be a guest on the show if they want to come on. And who is it? Gary Gaetti. Gary, if you're watching the show, reach out to Suds. We're going to have you on as a guest. So good idea, Steve. Thank you guys so much. That was a great idea, huh? What do you think? Gary's like, heck yeah, I'll be on the show.
Well, Leo, I think it's that time, buddy. Everybody, of course, thank you. So, Leo, first off, thank you to you. Thank you for, all the hard work you put in for the Dovetail Open. It does not go unnoticed. I know a lot of times it does, but there were many people at that event, as well as us, asking for you and where you were. So, thank you for everything you did there. And, of course, thank you to Mike Kinkin and Team Dovetail. Leo, we appreciate that. And I most appreciate you being my co-host here on Beyond the Court whenever we make this happen. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Suds. Thanks for having me on the show. It's always fun to do these things. Thank you, guys. I want to say thank you again, and you're probably going to hear me say it again in the future, but thank you, Keith Miner. I had a blast. I had an amazing time, courtesy of you and Mike Kinkin. Thank you, Mike, so much. I know you do, so much for me, and I do appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate you, Mike Coulter, MC Vegas. Thank you so much. And Suds, thank you, man. Thank you so much for helping, to keep me in the sport. We don't talk about everything on this show, but, thank you guys, for keeping me in it. Every little bit helps. And, getting me to tournaments, putting a little bit of money in my pocket. I appreciate it. And can't wait for the next show.
Yeah, it'll be coming. You and I were busy and we're doing things, and we're like, let's do a Monday, Tuesday. We'll get to that, as we look for sponsors. But I'm really looking forward, Leo, to our 24-hour show, which we have not planned yet. So we love suggestions. Everybody that's watching, throw us some suggestions. Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, some night in December. When would be the best time to do a 24-hour show? That's how committed Leo and I are. I have to thank my sponsors of the Treasure Coast series, because without you, it wouldn't continue. And we might continue past this event number 5 in December. And obviously that is Performance Chemicals. Mike, more to come on that. Leo, another show. Frank Hotels, Mark Frank, if you're watching. KWM, Keith, Keith Miner. We can't say thank you enough. There just aren't enough words. And yes, we will say it to a point where hopefully we can crash your website, even though most of our listeners and watchers may not need the services. Maybe they can tell somebody, and you never know. And I always say that, Leo, we really need our players and fans to go to these websites of our sponsors: Performance Chemicals, Frank Hotels, KWM Gutterman, Angels on Earth, Carlos Cabrera, Sal and Dee Perconti Data Systems, George and Amy, you know who you are, George DeWilloughby, thank you. Chris S., because not everybody wants to be known. Chris, thank you so much for everything you do. Without all of you, our Treasure Coast series doesn't continue, and it looks like we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep moving on past this event in December. There's more to come on that. Leo's going to be a big part of it. We're going to be pumping up the Treasure Coast series soon. You'll have a chance to get in on that event.
There it is.
Check out the ticker. There it is. Get in now.
Number
We're going to be, Leo,
5.
just real quick, tell everybody how we're moving it to a 4-court facility.
Going to 4 courts. We're going to blow this one up. You know, we were at Vero Beach, and those were fun, but this is kind of like the culmination of the last one. So get out on these. They're a ton of fun. You know, these are what old school tournaments are about right here. You know, they're good food, good times, good matches. And I want to go. You know, Suds is trying to get me there with the sponsors, but if you want to help us out, we've got some stuff planned. Reach out to Sudsy or myself. I want to go to Florida that weekend and hang out with the Florida people again. Suds has invited me out. So let's go down there. Let's have some fun. And we're going to close the year out with a really good tournament in Florida.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Joanne, I see your message. I will absolutely, you know what, Leo? Sign the bag right now while we're online before we say goodbye. Keep everybody going. I'll sign it so it's all official. Can we see this, Leo?
Yep, getting in the signature as we end the night. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget, Sudsy and I will go back to the comments and answer any questions that you have and end the show with Joanne's new bag.
Can you see that? I don't think you can see it. Oh, it's signed. It's there. And then the shirts we gave away. We're going to have a guest on here. And it's
Gary
amazing.
Gaetti.
So,
Great show.
Veronica, I love you to death. I'm not doing any of this without you. Not enough people know that. You brought me back into the sport. You keep me going. You keep inspiring me. You keep motivating me. And I love nothing more than being on this journey with you. And I love you to death. Thank you. A lot of this, you know, it's just not happening without you. Players and fans, we love you. Again, this is why we do it. We do it to talk to you. Otherwise, Leo and I would be talking to ourselves, you know, but racquetball is our life. It's in our blood as it is yours. And without you, again, you know, what are we really worth? What are we really doing? We want nothing but the best for the sport. We'll keep fighting. We'll keep doing everything we can to keep it alive, to keep it growing, to keep it moving forward. And with your help, with your support, that will happen. We're not giving up. We're not done. We're not done yet. We might be done never. All right. So keep it up. Keep the faith. Go play racquetball. Go introduce somebody to racquetball. We love it. We appreciate you. And again, thanks for having us. Leo, have a great night, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Everybody else have a great night. We'll close with a commercial and we're out of here.
Good night. Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Thank you to everybody in all the armed forces.
Thank you.